Welcome back to Reactions, Rants, Rabbit Holes, Rolling Green, and some comments is what we're going to get to here. But I got this Harry Potter theme from Josephine Alexandra coming up here. And then I think an original, but I'm not sure. But I was thinking to myself, oh no. Oh no, she got inspired to play it to write this. Oh, it is an original. Oh, I'm excited. Inspired by Uncharted 4. And I believe I just made a reference to the Far Cry series. I was playing Far Cry 3 because it really stands the test of time if you've got the system and some time. I mean, it's great. But I was thinking about the Harry Potter thing, and I guess it's one of the. I'm excited to hear it, and it's one of those topics right now that separates people, unfortunately. And I find both Potter and Star Wars good franchises to use to talk about that say left hand, right hand path. The sacred versus the profane. It's very interesting to me how it's co-opted by almost everyone to represent what they want it to represent, when isn't the same classic good versus evil, left, right, isn't that present in most of those franchises? I just think it's all interesting. And we got some personnel from Boomerang. Cool. Mike is always giving us some, we got nailed. We got nailed with the snow. And that's for sure. And on a side note, I think Mike he asked me about made a comment about the snowblower. Pretty sure I think it's the gearbox, because I checked the belts, I checked the shear pins, I checked all that. I install it and uninstall it every year. You know what I mean? It's one of those where if it was something I could have identified, I'd have got the part and fixed it. Because, like I said, my uncle's coming out with a Bobcat, and just a kind of a shit show, unfortunately. From 40 minutes ago, we got Virtual Viking Studios. Thank you. Would like to hear your thoughts on the beatbox loop station scene. I will try to link. It's funny. I would like to talk about that because it took me a long time to get there. And then the beatboxing was this weird issue for me. And not that I don't respect any of it, I do. I just want to discuss the integration of human sounds, mics, and the fact that seeing the performances are a lot different than hearing the performances. Once you see that interface of artist and machine, it's you can't undo how integral the technology and the artists are together, right? Popular culture, makes us feel like half those sounds somebody is just making on the side, even all the way back to the police. Can't think of his name. I'm not a fan really of the movies, Police Academy movies. The gentleman who did all the sound effects. I've seen him on talk shows, and that mic comes really into play. Sorry, I'm pretty sure I just burned a hole in my carpet. Yay, what a great deal. But yeah, I shall check into that. Let's see here. I am going to just take and copy this. I know, it's just some quality content we got going here. Bring that over here and do. Not a reaction to it. Yeah, I will be more Oh, no, that's some sort of horror movie that got a little advertising. If you like that thing, there you go. Okay, added that to the list. Very cool. Thank you. And I'll add that to upcoming stuff. Oh, I love for some Upchurch. You know how we feel about that. We're not, um, I love Upchurch too. Ah, Brett, what's good? You know, rolling into our day, fueling the bus and smoking up the lounge. Um, the boomers still got lots of love. I love that. Uh, that's awesome. Ooh, Skillet, Valley of Death. Okay, hold on a second. Some love for Dimash, the boomers. I'm saying, boomerang. That's awesome. I think that's great. So, I'll keep checking them out. We'll try to learn everybody's names eventually. I'm not the best at that part, but digging the music and Mike, 2 minutes ago. It's nice to see you around. I know you're around. I heard you what you said. I'm just saying. At this moment, right? This is as close. 2 minutes ago, I feel like we're almost in the same room in a weird reactor subscriber kind of metaphysical way. It's not true. Just a feeling. Oh, all right. Well, Ada M from 11 hours ago. You're a strange man. Thank you. It probably turns out that I'm not the reactor for you. So, weird. You know, I've made peace with that a long time ago. All right, from 11 hours ago, we've got Jonathan giving us a PSA, telling us that Agenda 2030. Yeah, I've only been talking about that since the start of the show. So, yeah, no, I'll get that. Hopefully, other people in the comments will, you know, take that as the warning it is. I don't mean disrespect by that. I'm just saying I'm not a. I see all the evidence that the globalists are failing, and I guess to assume that it's just going to get brought in without any conflict, I tend to like, hey, I was looking at the streets of, which French city was it? It just turns out I think it's going to get a lot more complicated. They play a winning narrative on mainstream media, but I just, outside of insane people, I don't see that many people who want authoritarian control over their complete lives. I think they're just afraid to say something. Pushed into a corner, I can't imagine what we're going to get. It's going to be a shit show, that's for sure. Oh, Mike D. Happy St. Patty's Day late. So it turns out detox, jail, and Grandpa's birthday. We just let it all go and move on from there. But, yeah, no, definitely on the same mission. Well, technically, in hindsight, Mike, I'm on the same mission as the shadowy Men in Black, combined with Hobson's mission, completely realizing that my shadowy organization is corrupt. So, yeah, I would align more with the Hobson's mission in that video than the, but, you know, acknowledging the fact that global governance is a damn bad idea is a day-to-day effort for sure. Boomerang, boomerang. Getting the love. Like to see it. It's very cool. Tasha Lee, 15 hours ago. Yeah, I think Yellowstone is correct. And as I was referencing, it was a good idea, but in the middle of nowhere. Looking into right outside a suburban area, not so much. bringing back mammoth for a carbon thing. Oh, that sounds even worse. But fully acknowledging that I think there's all kinds of good things we do. And always a conversation on both sides of it, not, well, I don't like that. We shouldn't, right? That's that absolutist that I can't, all or nothing shit is no good. And, oh, good. I'm glad I got to where I needed to get to. Yes, Lisa, that was it was a good cover of Dust in the Wind. Bass Anderson or Bass Anderson, depending on, I used to fish, so I'm going with bass. Or bass, excuse me. Duh, bad setup. Tom and John trying to wake people up. That's what's happening. I mean, yeah, I could have used fresher stuff, but I think it was awesome. There's no love for what he's doing. It's just, I like Tom. His basket of rhetoric is damn good. But in like every other, there's just that same amount of topics it brings up, which, should really be firsthand knowledge for most people. Whether it makes them upset or just makes them realize it, they should understand it. And then Dennis from 17 hours ago, it's not that I lived in a sheltered community. I lived outside what would be a tech community now. That whole idealistic stuff that people preach about. Maybe you missed the part that varied people of different religions, different races, all working there under the shadow of 3M. 3M doing crooked stuff under the table that they got busted for in the last few years, but back then, who knew? Swimming in that poison lake right across from it in complete, ignorance of what was really going on. But you're gonna blame people. You're gonna think that people that work for a good life around them are sheltered. Yeah, you could definitely feel that way, but I think it was actually a product of effort. Having two parents that work constantly, but then one saved up for the future so they wouldn't crap out. That seems like good planning and other stuff. So, a little triggered there because it wasn't not as much sheltered as that this idea that the inner city represents everywhere is fake. That's just not true. Tons of open country space with just working people who spend their whole lives just working, not worrying about a single political situation because it turns out that doesn't bring in the crops. That doesn't milk the cows. It doesn't feed the chickens. It doesn't cut the wood. It doesn't mine the ore. So, if you've lived in a world where that's how you weigh everything, then, I guess I was, sheltered and privileged. But really, I believe it's all a product of the effort put into the surrounding areas. And then when the parents found out about that, say, urbanization coming to an area, we moved because we had freedom to do that because they put effort into the work. Once again, didn't wait for the crime to come to the neighborhood, found a new neighborhood where there wasn't any crime. That's sheltered or good planning? So I don't know. There's the problem. Why do we all surround ourselves with things that are horrible and evil? I'm a little, got me a little bit going there because hey, thanks for admitting that I was honest and you felt it was some privilege. There we go. We're going to go with that. Ooh, we got a little special. I'm not going to play it, but it looks like you could look up / Paco de Lucia, some flamenco guitar, and even Slash had an idea that there's some incredible talent and skill over on that side. And that's the best I could do because, I'm not a pro guitar player at all. So I can only go with what they say. And it sounds like that is some amazing stuff. And here we go from a day ago, like I said, a boomerang. I'm so thank you for enjoying it. And I'm glad that we brought it to the channel. That is very cool.